All right, welcome back to The American Dream. Joining us in studio, he hosts a radio show on KCBQ. He is an elite finance expert in San Diego. Jonathan Giroux, a.k.a. JJ. Good to have you on the show, man.
It's always good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. How's the radio show?
Radio show's going great. New time not too long ago from Thursday at 6 p.m. Yeah, but it's fresh to me.
Yep.
So it's good. People, if they're Padre fans, I know it's tough to be a Padre fan, but usually once a week I'm giving away some Padre tickets.
Nice.
And you got to do is listen and know some very basic stats on Padres. Usually it's like a win-loss record or a loss-win record, depending on how you look at it. But people are calling in and getting some good Padre tickets and great information.
Well, at least we still have that team. We had John Carney, the kicker, one of the all-time leading scorers in the history of the NFL, is in that seat yesterday. It's just depressing talking to him because the Chargers are gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's always fun to get down to a Padre game, even if they're sub 500.
The stadium's
Those games
great.
are fun.
The stadium's great.
All right, man, I want to talk to you about, so we always talk about real estate on the show, which is important. It's a piece of the American dream, but it's one thing to buy a house. It's another thing to get the financing for it.
Yeah.
Right? The financing is actually how the magic happens, and it's been tricky. Market implodes, financing goes away, now it's coming back. Where are we today?
So I think financing in some ways is getting easier, in some ways it's getting harder. And I'll give you a very quick example. Let's say you're self-employed. For a long time, we could underwrite loans, basic, conventional, normal loans with 1 year's tax returns.
Now this is in recent history?
This is for the last few years.
Okay.
Now you can still do that, but your business has to be in existence for longer than 5 years. So it's a new twist. So if you're a newer company with only a couple years in business, you got to look at 2 years tax returns, average that income, and a lot of times there's big jumps every year as you're growing.
So that made it more challenging.
A little more challenging.
Why do you think that is? Do you think the banks just saw a little bit of a pushback or something not working out?
There's got to be something in an auditing perspective that the reason for that. They want to see the longevity in the business. Now, fast forward a week from now, and Fannie Mae is loosening up their guidelines on conventional loans just for debt-to-income ratios. So where they've kind of been hard set at like a 45% debt-to-income ratio, for those of you who don't know what that means, it's kind of all your liabilities on your credit report plus the housing payment divided into your gross income. And they're pushing that up to potentially going to 50%.
So on the one side, you're seeing certain things tighten up.
Yep.
Which is not a bad thing, by the way.
No.
We don't want to see another housing bubble from terrible financing, right? If you could fog this piece of glass, you could get a loan.
Yeah.
We don't want that. So you're seeing some things tighten up, probably because they're reacting to something.
Yeah.
But you are seeing
some loosening.
Like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac actually expanding because, hey, these guys seem to be paying their loans just fine. We can push the debt versus income ratio a little bit.
Yeah, and then you have a whole segment of the market that's really exploding, which is, we'll call it non-prime lending. So
subprime?
I don't want to use the word subprime because it's not that, because these loans are performing really well. And a lot of these people will have large down payments, 30% down payments, but maybe there's a credit issue. Maybe they had a bankruptcy. Maybe they had a foreclosure or a short sale. Maybe it was even a divorce situation and some credit stuff got messed up. Mainly for self-employed, which we can look at bank statements instead of taxes and calculate income with bank statements. If you've been self-employed for a year or even maybe less than a year, there's a potential to get some financing. Now, what's interesting is this part of the
common sense.
It's way more common sense.
Okay.
So it's not fly by night, fog the mirror. Let's give you some money with zero down.
But it's not either fit in the box or you don't. There's some sort of middle ground here.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting when you look at this statistically, about 20% of the home buying segment could qualify and get into homes with this type of financing, but they don't know that it exists.
Right.
Even today. I mean, so it's been around and it's gaining traction. And you're going to pay a premium on interest rate, right? You're not a prime borrower, but people need to know that you can get qualified with credit issues, with foreclosures in the past and short sales in the past, and the self-employed. I mean, in Southern California here, huge self-employed population, and maybe they went from a W-2 job, started their own venture, and they can get financing.
That's good to know. So the good news is it's not it's not the subprime, because subprime, this is leading up to 2008, you were 100% financing with a 550 credit score. That's dangerous. So in this case, it's you had a hiccup, but look, your income looks good. Or your income doesn't look good because you're self-employed, but you're putting 30% down.
Right, and let's say, let's say you just don't claim your income on your taxes. You have a lot of write-offs. Let's not call it not claim your income. Let's call it you have a lot of expenses to diminish your income at the end of the day on your taxes. We can look at your cash flow into your bank accounts, and really isn't that the true number?
Like how much money is actually there versus how good is my CPA?
Right, exactly.
You want a good CPA. I don't know too many people that want to pay more in taxes than they have to. So if you're able to write off an extra bedroom or a car or whatever it may be, that's going to lower your taxes. But when you go to meet JJ to buy a house, could present a challenge.
It can. It can. And it does. It does all the time.
It's a bit of a Rubik's Cube.
Without a doubt. Yes.
Pile of coat hangers, maybe.
It can be.
Jonathan Giroux, one of the best in the business. Always good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Tune into his radio show, 6 p.m. on KCBQ. What day are you on?
Thursdays.
You can tell how much I listen to it.
Thursday. Great show.
Thursday, 6 p.m. AskJJNow.com if you want to listen to it online. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up next, we are going to dive into the residential real estate market. Stick around.